Hey guys, this is Amal from TechLeatherCraft 209. I wanted to do a quick video for Brian, also posted on YouTube, just to kind of go over some other options. This is going to be a tablet case, kind of an envelope style case for a MacBook Air, a 13-inch version. And of course, the case can of course be designed for a tablet or another kind of ultrabook. But in this case, it's for the MacBook Air, and I kind of want to go over some other options with Brian, who wants to custom order something. So one of the things I'll talk about is, after just emailing back and forth, is I've kind of narrowed down some of the leather options. This is that burgundy oil tan, which you may have seen in my other tablet video, and I want to kind of show two other oil tans. This is that black kind of textured. I'm kind of in two lighting just to kind of give like the sunlight and then the shadow, just to kind of give you an idea of what that looks like. So this is that kind of textured oil tan. This stuff is super durable. It's actually, so this is the brown oil tan also that the other tablet case is made of. Of course this darkens up as it gets wet or just from the oils in your hands. And same thing with this, it will wear nicely. This oil tan, it doesn't really scratch. On this one you can put a scratch on it, and one of the things about oil tan leathers in general is that the scratches kind of disappear from like the oils in your hand and just the heat. So this is that kind of textured oil tan, so that's what I'll call this, a textured oil tan. And then this is a smooth oil tan. So these are actually from the same kind of line, same hide process. So this is the black, and hopefully my exposure is showing that properly. So this is the black. One thing about this black though is, if you scratch it, you can put scratches in it. But the nice thing about oil tan, like I said, is with use, those scratches will actually disappear and fade. So just like I said, from the oils of your hand, and I actually just washed my hands, so I do apologize. I was dyeing some stuff, so I had some leather dye in my hand. So yeah, it does show scratches, but at the same time, because of the nature of oil tan, it will smooth out and kind of wear away. Having said that, part of that is the kind of the character it gives. It kind of looks cool. To me, it kind of has this cool look as you get scratches in it, and it fades away naturally, but some of the scratches stay. And same thing with this burgundy. It will do the same thing. You put the scratches in, and just with time and with heat, the scratches will slowly disappear. And that of course takes some time. And if you really wanted to, you could of course put some oil on here, some neatsfoot oil, or even olive oil, and that would of course make the scratches disappear a lot faster. But anyway, hopefully you can kind of make that out there. Just over time, the scratches will dissipate. And oil tan does also do this pull-up effect, so when you crunch it like this, you can see it gets this kind of light color. Once again, that disappears with use too. Anyway, oil tan is really high quality leather. It does cost a little bit more. It wears really well, and because it's infused with oils, it really does well against water. It just repels water, and even if it gets soaked or wet, it holds up really well. My wife, I make mystery braids out of this pebbled leather. With this grain, and my wife has washed her mystery braids several times through the wash and soap and everything. And honestly, it looks just fine. It got a little bit darker, but that's it. So yeah, so these are the two oil tans. One is smooth, one is textured. So those are two options. The other one I'll bring in, which I really like, is this kind of, it's a little bit thinner. Let me see if I can find it. And so this is a really thin, it's not really thin, but it's probably the thinnest hide I would recommend for a case like this, because you mentioned you want something like a second skin. It has this nice, one thing I'll point out is these all have like a nice suede finish to the back. So the pebbled one, and then the same thing with the smooth oil tan. Okay, that's the smooth oil tan right there. And the pebbled one with the, see, the suede back on the back. So this is, yeah, another hide that I picked up, which is a lot smoother. It has a matte finish to it. I don't know if you can tell or not. It's like a matte black. It's not shiny, but it is thinner. So, and if I grab it like this, hopefully you can make that out compared to something like this, right? Where the pebbled, grained oil tan leather, right? Which is a lot chunkier. Same thing with the smooth one. A smooth one is a little bit thinner, but yeah. Okay, so but anyway, this is not oil tan leather. It's just kind of a regular hide with like a matte finish to it. It matches actually. It looks very similar to the smooth oil tan, kind of in texture. It is a little bit more matte finished, and of course it's not oil infused, so it doesn't have the whole scratching thing. It doesn't do that. It's just dyed black through and through, and it has this kind of smooth, almost suede-like feel on the back. It's kind of a lighter gray. It's kind of hard to tell at the edge of the hide, but anyway, kind of in the middle of the hide, you'll see that better. So anyway, that's kind of another option, is this smooth, thin leather. I'm not sure, we'll just call it the smooth black. And this is about 2 to 3 ounce leather. Okay, so that's another option. So we got 3 options so far. One is the oil tan with the grain effect on it, right? Another one is an oil tan with a smooth finish. And then this is the smooth finish, thinner leather. And then what I'll show you last, as far as kind of the outside options, is, oh, that's not the right one, is this. And this is a pebbled hide. It is not oil tanned. It is just kind of a, it's the same material that biker chaps and like biker vests are made of. It has this kind of pebbling effect to it. It is a little bit thicker than the smooth one I showed you just a second ago, but it is thinner than the oil tan leathers. So something to keep in mind. Let me bring this up a little bit. Something to keep in mind that you know, it is thin still, but like I said, it is not as thin as the smooth leather that I showed earlier. So yeah, those are basically the 4 options. Let me see if I can get these stacked together to kind of show. I'll just use this edge right quick. Okay, so as far as the oil tans go, these 2 are the oil tans. This is a smooth one. Once again, it's got some good heft to it. It's a little bit thick. Bring this exposure down a little bit. The next one is oil tan. That's got this texturing effect. These 2 are similar in thicknesses. I would say that this is a little bit thicker. This is just slightly thinner than this, but they're both pretty, you know, pretty hefty. Okay, so those are the 2 oil tans, and the 2 kind of regular leathers are the smooth one here. Oops, smooth one here, and this pebbled one. As you can see, the smooth one kind of matches the same texture as this oil tan, and this pebbled one, in fact, matches this oil tan a little bit. But like I said, these 2 aren't oil tan. They don't do the scratching thing, really. They're just kind of smooth coated. They do have a matte finish to them. They're not super shiny. This one has a little bit more shine to it. This is a more flat finish. So these 2 are about the same thicknesses. And then the next kind of thicker is this one, which is probably like a 3 to 4 ounce leather. And then the thinnest one is this one, which is about 2 to 3 ounce leather. Once again, it's still super durable. I mean, it's not, you know. The other thing I will point out, of course, is I can always dye leather any color. If I can find that leather piece I had a second ago. Here we go. So this is vegetable tan leather. This is tooling leather. Basically, it comes in this kind of natural skin tone, flesh tone they call it, I guess. Color. And you can stamp on this, of course, like if you're monogramming, or I can carve a design into it. Nice thing about this though is you can dye it almost any color. I mean, they have a lot of different dyes, and so it can be, of course, dyed black. And this vegetable tan comes in a lot of thicknesses. This is just the kind of the thinner one I pulled for the example for this tablet case. One thing I'll talk about really quick is on the envelope design, where the flap comes down, depending on the leather you choose. So if you choose a thinner one, say you want to go with something that is a little bit more thin, like either this pebbled textured one, or you know, that smooth one I showed you earlier. Because of how thin this is, for the envelope design, when that flap comes down and kind of tucks into the strap, on the flap area, I might want to line it. So this is lining leather. As you can tell, it's got this little grain to it. I would not recommend this for the exterior of a case. I mean, it could be, but it's really not meant for that. I mean, you could do it, but this is lining leather. This is kind of what I use for like the interior of wallets and cases and stuff like that. So what I would want to do though is, if we were going to go with something thinner, like this smooth black that I had showed earlier, I would probably want to add this lining to the back, just the flap section, not necessarily the entire case, but just to add a little bit more, I guess, stiffness or rigidity to the flap, so that when you're tucking it in, it's not this kind of floppy piece of leather by itself. That once you add kind of a sheet of this on that flap section, it will, you know, add this kind of heft and firmness to it. So anyway, let me know what you think. Hopefully I explained the leathers well enough. I really like oil tan leathers. They are really durable. I do really like this hide though. I don't know why, it just stands out. It has a nice kind of a matte finish to it, and it is smoother, of course, if you wrinkle it, right? So if I wrinkle it like this, it will get creases in there. But yeah, it's just a really nice finished leather. In fact, I have a whole hide of it. So yeah, you can hopefully make that out. Anyway, let me know what you think. These are the oil tanned leathers. Yeah, I do like this one too, this smooth black. And this is probably the one I always have in the stock, this pebble, this grained oil tan. I make a lot of cases with this. And this is smooth oil tan. Alright, take care. Let me know if you have any questions. And once again, I can always use tooling leather and I can dye it black. And it's a little bit more work, but some people prefer that because some people want something stamped, you know, on the flap or on the corner. And you can do that with tooling leather. You cannot really stamp oil tan leathers. There's a way to do it, which involves like a hot press, but that's very specific, and you need to have a very specific hot press stamp for each kind of letter or symbol that you want. And so anyway, that's kind of a different issue. Let me know what you think. Alright, bye.